Sudan to South Africa. We're talking about what has been in a lot of people's minds, the matter of Sudan, and South Africa now ultimately saying it's withdrawing from the ICC. But the ambassador is still explaining to us what they believe transpired and whether they are being treated fairly or not. Now, Ambassador, and let me just remind our viewers that indeed you can call us and air your views on the numbers that are on screen there. We're talking the ICC matter with the Ambassador of the Republic of Sudan. Ambassador, 10 counts on the basis of President Omar al-Bashir's individual criminal responsibility under Article 253A of the Rome Statute. 5 counts of crimes against humanity, murder, extermination, forcible transfer, torture, and rape. This is just amongst. But I want to read you something here which is very serious, in that from March 2003 to at least 14 July 2008, and this is the prosecutor Omar Hassan, the prosecutor at
Campo.
Yes, says a protracted armed conflict, not of an international character, existed in Darfur between the government of Sudan and several organized armed groups, in particular the SLMA and Justice and Equality Movement. Soon after, in 2003, an attack on al-Shafaa airport, Omar al-Bashir and other high-ranking Sudanese political and military leaders of the government of Sudan agreed upon a common plan to carry out counter-insurgency campaign against SLMA, the JEM, and other armed groups opposing the government of Sudan. Are you saying this did not happen?
Well, what is in question here is the admissibility of the evidence collected by the prosecutor of the ICC.
Now, why don't you want to go there and dispute this evidence in a court of law?
We don't recognize the ICC, and we put it early on that even the referral by the Security Council was not lawful. Therefore, if you look at the way the evidence is collected, it's questionable. The evidence is collected from a certain category of people, the rebel movements and those who are against the government, who were outside the country.
Now, why didn't you oppose the resolution of the Security Council?
Well, the issue is we are not members in the Security Council. And the other thing is that you know how the Security Council works. The Security Council is the most undemocratic body of the United Nations. It's supposed to be democratic, but unfortunately, no. Any one of the 5 members of the Security Council
I've never heard Sudan say that, and I've had an interest in the Security Council from a very early age. I would have picked that up. But let's take Itumeleng. Itumeleng, you're calling us from Pretoria. Welcome.
Thank you, Mpo.
Yes.
Mpo, can you ask the ambassador who is fighting or who is looking for the justice of those people who died in Sudan? Who is following that up? Is there anyone in Sudan or anyone in Africa
I don't know.
who is following up to the deaths of those people who died? Because of, if the ICC is not doing it, then who's looking after what is happening in Africa? Because of the ambassador there, he's not talking about what happened in Sudan, but he's trying to defend. He's trying to defend Omar al-Bashir by saying the ICC, it is imperial, those talks. But let's concentrate on he's an ambassador of a country,
yes,
a country that has people. What about the people of Sudan? Who is looking after them? Thank you very much.
Okay, Ambassador, who is fighting for the justice, for justice for the people of Darfur, who were victims of these crimes that I've just mentioned? And I can go further, a core component of the campaign was the unlawful attack on the part of the civilian population of Darfur, belonging largely to the Darfur, Masalit, and Zagawa groups, right? Who were perceived to be close to the organized armed groups opposing President Omar al-Bashir.
Well, in every country, there is a legal system. And our legal system is very fair, very firm, and very independent.
But if that was the case, you wouldn't have had so many conflicts.
Well, the conflicts are there, of course, I admit that. And it's not only in Sudan. Every group of people can just carry arms to impose their wish or their point of view by force. And the government, definitely, no government can just meet people carrying arms with roses or with cross arms.
Yeah, but what were they fighting for?
Therefore, it is the responsibility of any government, constitutional responsibility to protect civilians against armed insurgents. And this is exactly what took place. And talking about the Masalid, the Zagawa, and the four, this is the allegation of Ocampo, and proved to be not true, because the majority of the Sudanese army derived from these three tribes, particularly those who are working in Darfur.
Now, who subjected thousands of civilian women to rape? And I'm talking about women from the four, the Masalit and the Zagawa.
Well, those are allegations, of course. And
so are you saying they were not raped?
No, there must be some cases here and there, but it's not the norm of the life. They may be happen, yeah, we know. And even our legal system investigated and tried a number of cases of rape. People were found guilty, and then they were tried.
Okay, good news. Some good news there?
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Mbo.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, Mbo. And you are some ambassador there, no? The African countries,
yes,
it is right to withdraw in this ICC court. Because if I look what is happening in Syria, what is happening in Palestine, what had happened in Muammar Gaddafi, what happened about Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein, who's doing those terrible things which is happening there? Is the people from Europe. But they don't see why the bad thing they do in another people. They only look African people that they want to paint in with the bad things only.
Okay.
I don't say in Africa we are good.
Perfect,
We
yes.
got those things which are not nice. But European people, I don't want even to visit in Europe. I rather visit in Garden than Europe or somewhere in Africa.
Okay, good news. Thank you very much for that statement. Well, this is a statement that you are pursuing anyway as a country, to say that this ICC thing is anti-African.
Well, the best description to the ICC is what President Museveni said. It is useless. It is a flawed body since the day of its inception. And it is very clear that it is targeting the Africans from day one. Look at the cases now looked upon by the ICC. You find them all Africans.
But who should protect these innocent people against a system which they believe has wronged them? Are you saying they should have confidence in a system that they do not believe, which they are accusing? Are you saying that the Sudanese system must go there and adjudicate between President Omar al-Bashir and his accusers?
Well, the issue is the fact that the legal system is very fair, and it doesn't necessarily be or follow what the executive body says.
Who has been prosecuted for these matters? If you are so
a number of them actually, army officers, army men, the security, tribal leaders. Yeah, list of those who are convicted of violence is big.
Are they members of the
they are members of the army, of course.
Who gave
army
instructions?
officers. Who
gave instructions?
Well, it is the legal system. When somebody is
who gave the instruction to execute?
That's the field officer, of course. That's the responsibility of the field officer. You shouldn't expect a president or a minister of defense to, at the time of combat, to issue instructions. But
President al-Bashir is the ultimate head.
he is the ultimate head.
So
yes.
why doesn't he want to take the sword if these are his officers?
This is why he is presenting them to the justice system, and the justice system did its job, tried them, and some of them even faced capital punishment. Some of them faced long terms of imprisonment.
Butani, you are in Polokwane.
Thank you very much, Mpho. I think we must just explain to the viewers that these African countries must refrain from crying foul about the ICC being biased towards the Europeans and the Americans. The starting point is African countries, we were the ones that signed our membership to the ICC. Secondly, we have rectified it. It therefore means we are legally bound by the decisions taken in our favor and against us. Now, if the very same ICC that we have ratified, for example, as South Africans, take a vast decisions against us, and we start to cry foul and say, why don't you invade UK and why don't you go to USA? Because USA and those European countries did not ratify that statute. So in order for the African continent to protect the citizens, I think we must still remain in the ICC as part and parcel of our checks and balances against human rights and human violation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do you think South Africa did well by not arresting your president?
Well, I think yes.
So you
simply let me continue.
All right.
Okay. According to the customary international law, all presidents are supposed to be immune from any prosecution or arrest. And according to the established international law, the presidents have two kinds of immunities: inviolable immunities, that's functional immunity and personal immunity.
But not here in South Africa.
Well, South Africa is a member of the international community and is bound by the international law.
But you also know that South Africa broke the law by not arresting your president.
Well, I don't think South Africa broke the law.
Well, it broke South African law.
No, because even the Act of Privileges and Immunities...
That's what the court said.
I don't want to enter into that thing, but I will tell you my point of view, my personal point of view. Although South Africa is bound and obliged to follow the ICC law, but it's still the law of immunities and privileges is a law in this country. And that, according to that, of course, the executive body here in South Africa acted on that. Oh. Furthermore, South Africa has obligation towards the African rules also.
Okay.
The Summit on Incest issued a resolution which was adopted unanimously by heads of state not to cooperate with the ICC when it comes to President Bashir.
Okay, Vumani, you are in Johannesburg.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Well, I think South Africa did very well by not arresting Omar al-Bashir and for withdrawing from this ICC.
Okay.
Because how do you arrest a head of state that you go to that country and facilitate dialogue and peace resolution and all those sort of things? I mean, if I may ask the ambassador, our peacekeeping army was there. South African peacekeepers were in South Sudan.
Yes.
When Omar al-Bashir was supposed to be arrested here in South Africa.
Correct.
So what the Minister of Defense was asking South Africans to imagine, what would have happened to those South African peacekeepers there? Okay. And what would have happened to the dialogue and our facilitating of peace and stability in those countries? And very importantly, how do we contribute to peace talks in countries when we are expected to arrest their head of state or to take sides, so to speak?
Okay, Mani, I think we get your point. Thank you very much. Now, is it true that the South African army personnel who are serving in the peacekeeping mission were surrounded by your army until the president landed in Sudan?
That's not true.
Were they at any point in danger?
No, there wasn't any danger for them. And there was a statement by the UNAMID headquarters, that's United Nations and African Mission in Darfur. Yeah. And they issued a statement immediately after this rumor surfaced. Yes. And they said that was not true. And even here, the Minister of Defense issued a very good statement. But that was not true. That was just a lie. People just wanted to make thick smoke screen about that incident, but that's not true.
Okay. When is the president's term of office coming to an end?
2020.
2020.
Yes.
Is he going to stand?
I don't think so. Several times he said this will be the last term for him, okay. And it is time for the new generation, the young generation, to take over the responsibility.
Ambassador,
thanks.
I really wish to have you next time when we talk trade and investments.
Absolutely, I'm ready at any time.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
That was the ambassador of the Republic of Sudan, and that was Question Time. From me and the crew, you have yourself a wonderful time.
Bravery, guts, determination. Every time you get down, you get back up. You take us all forward. You raise the bar. And we salute you, party comrade, with a Heineken Cool Can and Strongbow Apple Cider 6-pack combo for just 100 Rand from Tops at Spa.
If debt is destroying your life, you're not alone. I was in terrible debt. I was about to lose our home, my car, everything. We needed some professional advice, so I contacted Debt Guidance. Debt Guidance changed our lives. My debt was reduced by more than 50% and I didn't need another loan. For free financial advice, contact Debt Guidance and a debt counselor will find a solution which is right for you. This could be the most important call of your life. Debt Guidance, your guide to financial freedom.
What is the price of ambition? Early mornings, late nights, or sacrificing the little things now for bigger things tomorrow? Ambitious people are all made of the same stuff. Big dreams, big dedication, and a big attitude. With an understanding that sometimes to get ahead in life, you need a helping hand from those a little bigger than you. For home, for business, for life. Macro, big on life.
It was bound to be an interesting debate, yeah, with Donald and Hillary, him not even having bothered to prepare, so he was flying on instinct. And it didn't come across quite well. I'm starting a hashtag, medical fees must fall. There are many students who are protesting who are not necessarily violent. The students are saying the issue is how to implement, whereas the Commission's mandate is to look at feasibility.
Yeah. Among these countries, only South Africa allows same-sex marriages. Very concerning indeed, Prof.
Your sexual orientation does not demean your own humanity, doesn't make you less of a human being. That really is the essence.
The Goodman Gallery is celebrating 50 years promoting art from all sectors of life.
Actively involved in social and political life of South Africa, and we really have been. It's been a fascinating place to be and to watch.
Your personal style is synonymous to your signature statement.
Style is unique. It is a representation of you, your personality, the things you like. It speaks on your behalf, and it just represents the kind of person that you are, your uniqueness.
It's hilarious, you know, apart from anything else. It's the satire, the sort of commentary on what we kind of take for granted as we we exist in daily life.
Vote for Wonder Boy with your heart. Vote for Wonder Boy with your heart and run at cinemas nationwide.
For your weekly dose of arts and entertainment news, tune into Trends every Saturday from 12 to 1.
It's 6 o'clock Central African time. This is SABC News Prime Time, live from Johannesburg. A very good evening to you. I'm Peter Ndoro. These are tonight's top stories. In the battle for the Public Protector's report, Minister Desmond Roy's application is struck off the roll due to a lack of urgency. Another costly blunder by the NPA as fraud charges against IPID head Robert McBride are withdrawn. Heavy downpours are expected over parts of the country, but dams will take some time to recover. In our top story this hour, the High Court in Pretoria has just granted the DA, the EFF, UDM and COPE's applications to intervene in the so-called state capture court case. They made the application to intervene in the President Jacob Zuma's application to block the release of the Public Protector's state capture report.
The applications of the Democratic Alliance, the Economic Freedom Fighters, the United Democratic Movement, and the Congress of the People to intervene